Hello, and welcome to our hashtag Month of Tearling, the Queen of Tearling live show. This month we've been working with HarperCollins, and our book of the month is the Queen of Tearling, obviously. I'm Christine. This is my channel, Paulina Books.
I'm Jesse. I'm from the channel Jesse the Reader.
And I'm Kat from the channel Katie Caston.
Okay, well, before we get started today, I just want to let everyone know that we're going to be using the Q&A app, which is in one of the corners. If you click on it, and you can ask us questions and up the ones you like so we see them. And we're going to be doing Twitter. We're mixing it up today. So if you go on Twitter and you ask a question using the hashtag Month of Tearling, we'll also see those.
So you have to use, it doesn't matter if you tweet at Booksplosion or at any of us, use the hashtag Month of Tearling, because that's what we're tracking. We won't see your question if you don't do that.
Cool beans. So let's start off with initial thoughts. I guess I'll just kick it off. I did a book talk about it, so you guys, if you watched it, already kind of know my thoughts. But I thought it was a really strong plot, and the world is really, really interesting. But I thought the pacing was a little slow for me. I had a really hard time just like getting through some parts because it felt really slow. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I gave it like 3.3 stars on Goodreads.
Somebody screaming over there.
Maybe there may be a trial outside.
Okay, thoughts on Queen of the Tearling. I really liked it. I think my favorite part of this book was the world. It's a very intricate world, I guess you could say. But I also felt like I have a lot of questions about the world, too. A lot of questions in general about this book. This book just had me asking a ton of questions. I do feel like it was a very solid start to the series.
Sorry.
What?
Go ahead.
Okay. I did think it was a very solid start to the series, but I just was expecting it to be different, and I was expecting a lot more out of it. I also didn't really feel any connections to like any of the characters. I really liked Kelsey, sorry, her name's Kelsey, not Kelsia, but other than that, I didn't really care too much about any of the other characters, but I don't know, I'm interested to see where the story goes in the sequel.
See, I had a little bit of a different experience. I read this book after you guys, so I knew going into it that you guys both thought it was on the slower side. So I was screaming children. No, it's going to be too hot if we close that.
Our air conditioning broke, and we're dealing with a hard million degrees. Up in here.
But yeah, so I was prepared for it to be slow, and I was like looking for the slowness, and because of that, it didn't feel that slow to me. Like it definitely is a slower paced novel, and there's lots of like world building, and there'll be parts where like she really gets into, like we have our main character Kelsey, but we also have some other characters, and we get to know like some of their histories and backstories, and like we go into detail a lot, but for the most part, I really enjoyed this. I feel like I liked it a lot more than you guys did. I talked about this in my wrap-up, which no one has seen yet, because I'm still editing it. So I feel like I'm being repetitive. But I recently discovered that I really love the political intrigue plots in stories, and like these fantasy stories. So I loved seeing the politics and like Kelsey coming in and having like all these big-scale conflicts she had to deal with, and I really enjoyed it.
Okay. So the first question we have here, that's a question. No, they're both questions. From Allison King. She says, do you like the book as much as some of the other fantasies you read as a group, and how would you order the fantasies that we've read? So we've read
like Booksplosion books?
Yeah, I guess we've read Mistborn, Warrior, Air, and this one?
I liked this one better than Warrior Air.
Yeah, I like this one better than Warrior Air, I'd say. But Mistborn is at the top.
Like the best one we've ever read, so
yeah.
It's not better than Mistborn.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I think I liked Warrior Air a little better than this.
I mean, I liked the characters in Warrior Air better than the characters in the Queen of the Tearling, but I don't know, I feel like the Queen of the Tearling world is more solid. I don't know.
Yeah,
I loved the world. It's like in the future, but in the past. and
Yeah.
they're like referencing Rolling and The Hobbit.
The Hobbit, yeah. I was like, what? It's so weird.
Yeah, I thought that world was super interesting too. Um, I thought it was really interesting. I just kept trying to figure out like what exactly happened, and I wonder if
What do
we'll
you
find
guys
out
think happened?
solidly.
What do you?
Well, I mean, my funnest theory was portals of Middle Earth continent, but anything could have happened. I was thinking like they went across a new ocean that is like used to be the North Pole and found like a continent up there, and like the world is different because it's the future.
So it's not an answer, but I was looking at an interview that Erica Johansson had done, and it said that the world was after a national disaster, a new continent of land appears. So it's like our current world, but then there's some kind of disaster, and probably continents are destroyed, and this new one appears, and then they go there.
That's a really cool concept.
I wonder if we'll have more of like that background in the second book. Like, do you think that she'll explain it more, or we're just left to like question it?
Guys, like, can you talk about for a second how they put all the doctors and all the equipment on one ship, and then that ship sunk into the sea? Like, what the hell? Whose stupid-ass decision was
Not a
that?
very smart plan, was it?
Like, let's put all our smart individuals
risk it.
lives on one boat so they can save each other. Like, also, there's no one to take care of because they can all take care of themselves.
I feel like there must have been other doctors, but like those were just the best doctors and like the ones with all the medical equipment.
Well, I'm assuming they put one on all the other boats.
Yeah, so they had a couple doctors, but
So let's put everyone else on one. Just like they had the lawyer boat. It's like, oh, I wish that one went down.
we have a question in the hashtag from Ben, Bangity Bangs. Time to put away the Christmas tree. It's not a Christmas tree anymore. Today, it is a congratulations, Jesse, on hitting 100,000 subscriber tree. Woo!
I took
Thanks
all
for
the
lighting
stuff
up the tree for me, guys. I appreciate
You're
it.
welcome. You're welcome.
Put it up. That's great.
Just
I took off all the stuff, so it's step forward from where it was before.
Yeah, the tree is there to celebrate whatever the nearest holiday or occasion is happening.
yes.
So I can't wait until it's Arbor Day because that'll be the best.
Okay, our question here, are you excited for the movie? What are your thoughts on Emma Watson playing Kelsey? This is from Sarah.
Did you guys picture Emma Watson while reading this book at all?
I did not.
Her
I
description.
couldn't picture her as the main character. Like, I couldn't. I
Yeah.
don't know why. But
It's
maybe because they're so different physically. And
We said all the time that she was super plain, and she said
Yeah.
that it was like she was like stocky looking, you know,
Yeah.
and it's like the opposite of Emma Watson.
complete opposite.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for the movie, though.
Yeah. I think it'd be a really cool movie. I kind of would like to see Emma Watson as the Red Queen rather than Kelsey. Seeing her like play a villain, I think that would be really interesting.
I think that would be really cool.
Yeah.
I feel like Emma Watson might not have the same like plain appearance that Kelsey does, but she has a lot of the same spirit and like, you know, kind of like this intelligent, idealist sort of like passionate for people's rights and everything. Like I feel like that is a character that Emma Watson can portray very well. But, you know, Emma Watson is beautiful and not how Kelsey is described.
Yeah.
Exactly. Kat, do you have a Twitter question?
Yes. Who is your favorite character apart from Kelsey? Mine is Pen. This is from Lindsay on Twitter.
Mine is, oh my god, I already forgot his name.
Mace the Fetch.
The Fetch! Yeah, I like the Fetch. I also like Mace, but the Fetch was my favorite because he was Jack Sparrow.
I didn't have a favorite character outside of Kelsey. I really didn't. Like, I just...
Characters.
I
I really
know.
like I liked the relationship between the Mace and Kelsey.
Yeah.
I like the Mace. I kind of, like, in my head just pictured a bunch of Game of Thrones actors as all the people in this book. So the Mace was like the Hound in my head, and there was a little bit of like Hound area relationship parallel that I was like imagining.
Is the Hound dead?
Spoilers!
I can't even remember. Did we all answer that question? We did, right?
Yeah.
I did like the fact
Kind of.
We didn't. Kelsey, my favorite.
Kelsey's my favorite, okay?
Did you find yourself just wanting to put the book down and not finish it? I had some moments. I actually bought the audiobook, so I like read and listened, and sometimes I just listen. Jesse, I know, had sometimes.
Yeah, I had the same thing going. I would listen to the audiobook on full speed because I just wanted to get through it because it was so slow. But I pushed on and I finished it. So.
I did have a moment like that after reading the first chapter. Like, I wasn't really into it. I read the first chapter and I was like, oh, this is going to be a tough book to get through. Like, I wasn't connecting to any of the characters, and there was a lot of, like, already, like, world building, and, like, I could see the slowness that you guys have been talking about. So after the first chapter, I was like, this is going to be so tough to get through. But then, you know, we meet the Fetch, and things start getting more interesting, and she gets to her kingdom, and, like, everything is so messed up, and she has to, like, she gets stabbed in her coronation, and there's a
That was my favorite part. That, like, coronation part when she was like, nope, I'm fine, we're doing this.
Yeah, we're carrying on. So brutal.
Yeah.
But something really awesome that like, I've never listened to an audiobook before this. I'm like, I couldn't believe it. I just felt so accomplished. I was like, I cleaned my entire room. I like cleaned the kitchen. I was like, what else can I do while I'm reading?
Did you like the narrator, Christine?
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't really like her that much. But I kept listening.
I have nothing to compare her to.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I started actually Ember in
the Ashes.
And the narrator sounds so just like this one.
Oh, really?
Narrator.
I don't know, maybe.
A lot of ebook narrators, like, that's like their job. They do a lot.
Mm.
Yeah.
You have a Twitter question?
Did you predict that the world was actually set in the future before that was revealed?
I did because of some wording in the beginning.
I don't think that I did at all. That was a surprise to me. It's very interesting.
Yeah, I didn't really either. There was like little hints every here and then, and it was when you talk about like the pennies of you know, the previous age, and I was like, wait a minute, is this in the future?
You know, I knew because New Europe and stuff.
Yeah, it's called New London, but
yeah.
That doesn't necessarily mean it's our same world.
Yeah.
I mean, that is a pretty big hint.
That's a big hint.
It's true.
New London.
Probably should have picked up on that.
Yeah, now I feel kind of dumb.
Like,
like, is this set in the future? London, what do you think?
Old London lived in the past. Okay, this is a big question that the book asks. Who do you think Kelsia's father is? Now, for a while I thought it was the Fetch, but like it'd be weird because like they kind of have something weird going on with them. But someone in my comments was like, I think it's like that creepy vampire blob that came out of the floor.
I feel like Kelsey would have more of an evilness to her if that was.
Well, I don't think he's so protective of her.
Yeah, but I feel like he's protective of her because he needs her for some sinister reason later on.
Well, and then
like he can see the future and he knows that she's gonna do something that like.
And then some other really awesome commenter was like, I think it's Mace, and I was like, oh.
I like the idea of Mace.
Because Mace is acting like
a
fatherly.
Yeah, he could totally be the father.
I can see that. How I think that, okay, I have this theory. It's a little bit
Out there?
Possibility. I feel like Kelsey's father is the original fetch, the fetch, and I feel like, because she said that this fetch was like 20 years old, not much older than her.
No, but the fetch has lived longer than
Yeah, but I feel like there was an original fetch, and that was Kelsey's father, and then he died, and this new one is like his successor, and he trained him and like
I thought you were gonna say his son.
No,
So they're related.
No, his successor, unrelated successor. Obviously, there's like a Kelsey fetch thing happening. So I feel like this current fetch is not the original one, and the original one is her dad. But that's kind of an out there theory.
I think the fetch is a wizard. He went to Hogwarts. No, I think he's a wizard because he is a wizard. Like, he did magic.
Great explanation.
What about that part where the fetch is killing her uncle, and he reveals his face, and the uncle's like, but you're supposed to be dead. Like, he recognizes him.
Yeah.
Who is
Wizard.
the fetch?
Who is?
The uncle knows him from before.
Yeah, it could be the dad.
That's awkward.
It's really weird.
It is. I know.
But I kind of hope it is, because that'd be funny.
I know. That's what I kept thinking. I was like, oh my god.
She's like crushing on her dad.
Yeah.
That's so uncomfortable.
We got an Oedipus complex going. Reverse.
I don't know who her father is. I feel like it's either the Mace or a character that we have not yet been introduced.
Introduced to, yeah.
Okay, this question here. This was what I was thinking, like, in the first chapter. I was like, I already know everything about this. I already know exactly how it's ending. Like, there's a twin sister. It's the evil Red Queen. She knows she's a twin. They have matching necklaces. But I don't think that's it anymore. But this question is from Sidbug. And she said, do you think two necklaces means that Kelsey had a sister, maybe a twin? Why are the two necklaces? Like, that's exactly what I thought. But I think the two necklaces have something to do with, like, the rings in Lord of the Rings. Like, when you put them together, they're, like, more powerful.
More powerful together.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Well, it's not. I don't think that's the case. It's not like the necklaces are made for how many children they have. And they said that there was like a father's neck, like the king's necklace, and then an heir's necklace. So I feel like it's more of like a father, like a parent-child situation, rather than a sibling situation. But the necklaces are connected somehow. Like something's going on with them.
Oopsies, I forgot to click the cat's face. Everyone was just watching me like this full cat.
Laid back.
I apologize. Okay. Kat, do you have a question?
Let's see. What did you think of Javel's storyline and his punishment?
I hate him.
No.
Well, like, he was so cowardly. He was, like, openly cowardly. I was like, stop.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear your cowardly thoughts.
Yeah.
That's true, but he is also. It was kind of similar to Myrn, the other traitor. Is that they had something terrible happen to them and they lost someone and they kind of found comfort in drugs / alcohol, and like that's all they had going for them. And so I didn't like him, and like his punishment, Kelsey even like he tried to save the women at the end there. He tried to free them. So like, he did have some good left in him. Because he wasn't strong enough. It was Tearling Oak, okay? He could only do so much.
He's a fail.
And he killed that other guy, Keller. He killed that other evil guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I did prefer Kelsey's storyline to all the other minor characters.
Yeah.
The only one that I kind of liked was the uncles because we got to see the fetch, and then the fetch killed him.
Yeah, I like the fetch parts. Okay, let's see what we got here. Will you continue on with the series?
I'm going too? I don't know. You guys are crazy. I'm going to ask Harper if they'll give me an arc of the next book.
They have arcs out. They have arcs. I've seen them. So
I want it. I would continue it right now.
I'm gonna have to see how the reaction is to the sequel first before I decide to pick it up. Like, if I hear amazing things about it, then totally. But right now, I'm kind of on the edge. I'm like, eh.
I have actually, some people in my comments had an arc of the second book and said it was like so much more action-packed.
You guys already made it through the world building. Why wouldn't you want the payoff?
Maybe I'll pick up the audiobook of the second book. We'll see what happens.
More answers to the questions.
Yeah.
More.
Especially if there's more action in the sequel, then I want to pick it up because that's something that I wanted more of in this book. Like, we got some action, but I wanted more.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, you have one?
Let's see. Did your feelings change towards Carlin towards the end of the book after things were revealed?
I
loved Carlin and Barney.
I loved Carlin by the end of the book.
Yeah.
I really appreciated like her role in Kelsey's life and like, but yeah, I talked about that. Go ahead, someone else.
Yeah, I mean. The thing is, we don't get to spend a lot of time with them. We just really see them in flashbacks, and I liked them. Like I liked the reveal at the end where we find out like Carlin going into this, she knew that like she had to kind of keep Kelsey at a distance so Kelsey would be able to leave them and like go be queen, and how they like killed themselves at the end in order to like. Just really ensure her protection and like they wouldn't be taken hostage or tortured for information or anything. Like, I really like them as characters.
Yeah. I think they did a great job with her.
Yeah.
Just like in general, she's just a really well-rounded human.
Yeah.
Oh man, someone said the book is boring or only slow. I really dislike when people say books are boring. Like, it's all relative to who's reading it. And also, when you say boring, most of the time you mean slow. And it's not the same thing. So when people are like, Clockwork Angel's boring, I'm like, give me an effing break. It's not. Yeah. Give it a second. It's like that whole give it a second thing that I've stressed in like my fantasy video. It takes a little bit to build the world. And this book is slower than most. So like it takes a long bit to build it.
I disagree with that. I mean, it depends on what kind of story you're going for. Like I know, Christine, you mentioned about how you need the love line, like you like the romance story in there. So if you really need like a strong romance and that kind of connection to get you into the story, you might be disconnected from it. But I loved the political intrigue aspect, that plot line that we had going on. Like I love the tension of like people constantly want Kelsey dead and what's like there could be an assassination attempt at any moment. And like, how is she going to fix this kingdom? And as soon as she makes it to the kingdom, her first move before she even becomes officially queen is to like break the treaty and like create an impending disaster. So I loved the tension, and I didn't think it was that slow or boring at all.
Like, I don't think it was boring. I think it was a really, really interesting story. The whole concept is super interesting, and I just, like I've said a million times, I just wanted more stuff to happen. And I feel like it just, there was a lot of words in between the actions, like the scene.
Well, and I think we're used to reading such fast-paced books that when you get to like one of these, it's just like, it's taking me forever to read it. It doesn't mean it's a bad book. It's just slow.
Exactly.
Slower than what we're used to. So.
Yeah, and we're used to YA, which does go at a faster pace, just in general.
Right.
And this is an adult book. It is.
Yeah.
It does have crossover appeal, but it is adult fantasy. Question. Do you think the second book will be more fast-paced with the info given? We kind of already talked about that, but what are your predictions for the sequel?
War.
There's going to be an invasion.
The like evil evil thing that the Red Queen is afraid of said, "Don't invade." So I don't think she's going to.
I feel like maybe we'll end up invading them.
Yeah.
I think she's going to start a rebellion to overthrow the Red Queen.
Yeah.
That's a lot. I feel like we could definitely go in that direction.
Yeah. I think one way or another there'll be some sort of tussle.
Do you think we'll find out like who the father is in this next book, or is that going to be like it's a trilogy?
I hope we do.
Thing?
I don't know. It depends what happens with the fetch in this book. What if something does happen with the fetch, and then it's her dad?
Okay, he wouldn't do that.
What if he doesn't know because he has?
Yeah, what if he doesn't know he is her father?
He's been watching her whole life.
No, but he doesn't. He might not know who the father is. Because he said they have bets on who the father is.
That's true. If he was, maybe he knows, and that's just like a party line.
Like he literally has a line where he's like, "I went to see the queen once, then she was pregnant."
Well, if that is the situation, then he must have at least a theory, and if he has even the inkling of a possibility, this might be my daughter, I don't think anything is going to happen.
Okay, someone wants a basic synopsis of the book. I have a book talk where I give a basic synopsis of the book that you can go look up. It's called The Queen of the Tearling. Just type that in and type an Teen May next to it. Yeah, a wonderfully kind of long synopsis.
That was a good recap. I watched the video today.
Thank you.
It was a really nice pitch of what the book was all about.
I totally forgot to say what the book was about in my wrap-up. I just reviewed it without saying what it was about. The worst.
Susanna asks, what would you say was the most defining moment for Kelsey in the book? I mean, the most defining moment for me, watching her as a character that hardened her into who she is that coronation moment.
Yeah, for sure.
When she was just so
stabbed.
sad. Yeah.
And
Same.
I feel like that was a good defining moment for her, but I feel like the first one was when she showed up and she saw the slaves and she decided this is the kind of queen I'm gonna be. And she took action right there, even though she knew there was going to be consequences. She didn't know exactly what they were, but she's the kind of queen I'm going to be is not the kind that allows this to happen.
See, that scene for me was exactly what I would expect her to do already. So I felt oh man, we're going to deal with the slaves, because of course she's going to be no slaves, set them free.
What would you have done, Christine?
I would have had
business as usual.
No, I wanted the same thing. But it was just go. I feel like she made her stupid speech. I would have, I wouldn't have made a speech. I would have gone cut open the things and ran away.
Wow.
Stealth. Your turn.
If you could cast yourselves in the movie, which characters would you play?
There's no other female characters. Oh, there's their name.
The Red Queen.
I want to say Adeline because we just saw Age of Adeline, but that was not her name. Andalie, something like that.
Andaline?
Yeah, I think it was Andalie. Yeah, there was Andalie. The thing is, there's not a lot of female characters our age that we could play.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I could play the Red Queen. She's too evil.
Yeah, I don't know if I would want to. She's disgusting people. She's cut off his tongue and saw him.
I don't know who I'd want to play.
Just
Fetch, maybe.
You play a young one, Penn.
Penn, maybe. I don't know.
You think something's gonna happen with Kelsey and Penn?
There was that moment.
Yeah.
Where it was
half naked moment.
No, not that moment. Although there was that moment. But it was he comforted her, and it was a friendly thing rather than a Queen's Guard thing. And like he comforted her, and he was like, "Oh wait, this can't happen." He like pulled himself back again. But he's also one closest to her age, and he spends all the time with her. So I don't know. Something could happen there.
Burn, rewrite, reread. Warrior Heir, Rebel Bell, and the Queen of the Tearling.
Burn what?
Burn,
rewrite,
reread.
Burn. I'd probably rewrite the Warrior Heir. Actually, maybe I would rewrite this. No, rewrite the Warrior Heir, and then reread Rebel Bell for sure. For sure.
For sure.
I would reread Rebel Bell. Rewrite this one. Just maybe like make the pacing a little faster. Like do some trimming of some characters' backstories and stuff, and then I would burn Warrior Heir.
I think I would probably just go with Jesse. Burn this one and read Rebel Bell. I think it also has to do with like I don't know. I feel like I was really forcing myself to get through this one. Warrior Heir was just easier to read.
I felt I had to force myself more with Warrior Heir. Like I did enjoy it, but I really liked the political intrigue of this one, and the Warrior Heir didn't have that as much.
Yeah, the Warrior Heir was more middle grade feeling.
Yeah. I prefer the more adult to the more middle grade.
Should we set an end time here? Do we want to set like 45?
45? Yeah.
Let's do 45.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
15 minutes. Okay. Let's see. No SpongeBob for this live show. He is in my room, nice and cool in the air conditioning.
How dare he miss our live show?
He's having a good old
Paul is here.
Do you guys think that there will be a love line between Kelsey and Penn? We just talked about that. Let's see.
Possibly.
Can you predict how the final book will end? With the Tearling rewound and revamped into an awesome country with Kelsey as queen.
I wonder if we'll get back to our modern Earthness at all. Like there was one of the passages that talked about how like no one crossed no one crossed the Fairwich Sea or something until well into the Glyn Queen's reign, which means kind of hints that Kelsey is going to have a longer reign than a week. She's not going to like die immediately, and also that she's going to explore beyond the ocean and like go to other continents and stuff. So maybe we'll see that.
That'd be cool. I think this is an interesting question. Book Loving Jess says, who else thinks that Andalee, the maid, is the Red Queen's daughter?
Ooh.
That's very, very interesting.
That is interesting.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I feel like her loyalty is to Calcia. So it wouldn't be a problem, but it would be like, whoa. What?
I don't know if the Red Queen has children or like would have children.
Well, the thing is, she's been alive for like 50 million years. Chances are she popped one out. And she just recently, it sounds like remade herself to look the way she is now.
But I feel like there was a part where she was talking about how she like had no interest in children.
I don't remember that.
It was at the end when she was bringing in that.
Maybe that's why she
boy.
threw her child out on the streets.
Why would she carry the child to term?
Because there's no way to abort.
There is though.
But maybe she didn't have a doctor. Maybe she
She's
really
a doctor. She's magic.
She wasn't magic yet. She used to be plain.
But Andalee.
Stop trying to debunk my
I'm
theory.
debunking. It's wrong. You're wrong.
Andalee's like 30.
I don't think the Red Queen has a daughter.
Okay.
I think that
We're just theorizing.
You're wrong. I don't know. Maybe Andalee is that evil blob's daughter.
I don't think that.
I don't wanted to come up with a theory. I don't know. Something is definitely up about her.
She's a seer. Forgot about that.
Mm-hmm. But she's only half Mort. She's half Tear.
So, Mort Queen could have had an affair with
one of her Tear slaves.
The uncle.
Oh gosh.
She did have a child. She did have an affair with the uncle.
What? The uncle does. Well, the uncle is. How old is the uncle?
He's like, I'd say in his 50s.
Yeah, is he old enough to have like a 30-year-old daughter?
Yeah.
Maybe she's Kelsey's cousin.
Maybe. They both have magical powers.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like how her like magic is like comes out in blue streaks. She like kicks out blue lightning. If you only had 10 seconds to recommend the book to someone, what would you say? It's in the future, but it sounds like the past. There you go.
Sold! I'm going to go buy that book right now.
I can tell anything.
I'm going to go buy a third copy. Actually, fourth, because I have the audiobook too.
10 seconds.
Fantasy dystopian hybrid with political intrigue and assassination attempts.
I don't want to do it because I'll fail.
Do it.
The book is red. It's beautiful. Go buy it. It's fantasy. Yay.
Oh, I think that wins. I think that's the best one. Kat, you have a question?
Let's see, a lot of duplicate ones that we've already answered.
Should we announce what the Booksplosion book of the month for May?
We could do one more question and then do
Yeah, one more question and do that? Okay.
Someone has a theory that the Fetch could be one of the original Tear family members, because remember the Tear was the original line, and then the Rayleigh line took over.
Maybe.
One of the original Tear members. So, like, the crack is actually his. Ooh, I like that theory.
I feel like that might be true. I feel like that person read book 2.
Yeah.
No spoiler.
Jeez.
No spoilers.
Okay.
Did you guys know which one of the Queen's guards was the traitor?
No, there are too many of them.
Did you call it?
I didn't know. There were a lot of them, like, none of them seemed overtly suspicious. I didn't get why the Mace trusted Penn so much. Like, why was Penn
there's something about him
above suspicion? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, there's something about him that makes him like more superior, and I think maybe because he was just taken in, he's younger, he wasn't one of the originals, and there was a big reason why they took him in, you know? And he's like a really great fighter.
Yeah, that's true. And Penn has, he hasn't had anything traumatic happen to him like the rest of them who were like around when the
he doesn't have as much reason.
Time. Like, he was taken when he was 14, and he's been in the Guard for 15 years. So.
Yeah, his motive isn't as strong. Like, he doesn't have as strong motivations because he doesn't have those. He doesn't have a family. He doesn't have all the stuff that could produce this intense need to like betray someone.
I feel like there's still something else though. Like, maybe is Penn the Mace's son? Maybe.
Maybe.
Kelsey's brother?
Everyone is related to Kelsey.
And it's so, whenever there's a character who like doesn't know part of their parentage or like siblings, I always assume that everyone is related to that.
They're related.
Jason Clary. Do you think you guys would be good queens or king if you had the opportunity? Why or why not? I don't know. I wouldn't want to be king of the United States.
I wouldn't want that responsibility.
Yeah, sound really stressful.
Yeah. Everyone would hate you because they don't understand anything that you're doing.
Yeah.
I don't know. It depends on, like, am I just queen of the United States right now, or was I, like, raised to be queen?
You're
like,
queen right now.
I'm queen. All right. Gotta set some rules. Yeah, I don't think I would want that opportunity. No.
No. It'd be, like, so stressful. It wouldn't be worth it.
I mean, if I was, like, born into it and I had to, I would try to do the best I could, but I would not volunteer as tribute.
But I wouldn't like it. Okay, let's reveal our May book of the month.
Trying to grab it where they can't see me grabbing it.
An ember in the ashes.
Were you trying to say it just like the trailer? Because you sound like it.
Oh, did I? Oh,
By
I'm
Sabah
gonna try.
Tahir.
Sabah Tahir.
Sabah Tahir. There she is. Oh, she's coming to get you. Read my book.
Guys, it has 2 maps in it. There's one in the front and the back.
You know what that means.
Wait, not in our arts, is there?
Well, in my beautiful finished edition,
I can't find any map.
double the map.
Double the map, double the fun.
Mine is
Double
Sabah.
the fun.
I got to meet Sabah here, and she's really nice.
Wait, I got to meet Sabah here too.
Wow, guys, way to make me feel left out.
When did you meet her?
On the
I met
set.
her in my dreams.
Oh shit, book trailer.
I have signed too, but this is not my signed copy.
So yeah, Booksplosion book of the month for May.
We're
And when is
excited.
our live show going to be?
June 6th.
June 6th,
After BEA.
7 p.m. EST. Hashtag Embersplosion.
Booksplosion.
Explosion. Look at my nails. Look at them. Look at them.
Beautiful.
That's great.
Look at mine. They're so great. Trying this new thing called invisible nail polish.
I used that for like 15 years. More like 22 years. I forgot how old I was. Okay. I guess that's it for our live show.
Yeah.
Pretty succinct. What is it called when it's like succinct? Is that a word?
I think that's how you say it. I only ever read that word.
Yeah, I know. It sounds weird.
I don't know how to pronounce like half of words. I only read them and say them. How did you guys say Mort?
It's
Mortman.
Mortman, but I was saying
Mortman.
Yeah, that's how they say it. It's like French or something, but I was saying Mortsame.
Yeah, Mortmens for a long time, but I was like, oh, it's not men's, it's like mesne.
It's obviously Mortsame.
How are other things pronounced?
Kelsey, I can tell you I read the audiobook.
Andoli?
I forget.
How's the city in Mortsmain? Domain? Desmane?
Don't remember.
Demense?
Demsme. I don't know.
Oh, words are
I'm
hard.
such a big help.
You just said you could tell me how everything was pronounced.
I meant just Mortman. Kelsey.
Someone just asked, will there be any meetups at BEA?
Yes.
Yeah, we all make videos about this.
We have a panel at BEA this year. It's so exciting. It's actually a BookCon.
BookCon, yes.
BookCon, which is Sunday on the downtown stage at 3 o'clock. And afterwards, we're going to be having a meetup. We'll tell you at the panel where exactly it is, but it's going to be like, you know, probably outside the space because we only have that space for an hour.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. We're excited. I'm
We're
pumped.
so pumped.
It's in like 22 days.
Oh boy.
Oh wait, no, 22 days I take a flight to New Jersey.
Oh my god, me too.
Oh my god, so does Jack.
Same.
It's gonna be really fun.
Yeah.
That's it for our live show, guys. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for joining.
For reading with us. Remember
Pick up
that.
an ember in the ashes.
We'll see you next month with another live show. Bye.
Bye.